All right, all right, all right. We are live. Let's see. Let's see. Let me pull it up before we get started. We got playoffs starting six for fantasy football. Tonight's game, as you guys already know, pull it up right now. The Atlanta Falcons, about to say Atlanta Hawks versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right. Let's pull it up. All right, so we're gonna do quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense. No kickers. So Bucks versus Falcons tonight. Um, for the start with the Falcons, sick quarterback. Start Bijan, tight end. Start wide receivers. I would say London and maybe second tier, but I wouldn't really risk it on that. I would just say London only. Defense. Uh, it's a little bit of a risk because of how good Baker Mayfield is. So I would sit this one, even though the defense has been doing pretty good lately, just the offense haven't. As for the Bucks, I would say start Baker, start. Well, you can flex the running backs if you want. Wide receiver wise, I would flex a little bit of a risk because Mike Evans might be coming back tonight. I'm not really sure what to do with him. And then if like one of the other wide receivers coming back, so it's kind of like you don't know. So I'll flex. And then defense, I would say definitely start the defense. Um, Now let's move on to the next game. Uh, Ravens versus Bengals. It's going to be a little tricky. A lot of people are like, well, Bengals are trash, which I get it. But you can see the fact that the Bengals did really good last time. I think first the Steelers and the Ravens at one point. So let's start with the Bengals first. Quarterback, Joe Burrow, definitely start. Running back, yeah. Wide receivers, yeah. And then defense, I would say hold off for now. As for Ravens, Lamar definitely start. Derrick Henry definitely start. Flowers, yeah. Flex. They've been a little shaky lately. I have them. And then tight end, with sit. Defense, I would sit the Ravens defense. I don't trust them. They've been very, very, very shaky. Raiders versus Eagles. Um, let's start with the Raiders. Raiders, I would say don't start anyone, to be honest. Seem very dysfunctional. Let's do the Eagles, start all of them. Clear cut answer why. Uh, Cardinals versus Texans. This one could be a little interesting. I would say Cardinals, Brissett definitely start, but doing amazing. Running back, I wouldn't really start. It's very dysfunctional, the running back room. It sounds like we have one running back coming back, but we're not really sure what to do with him tonight. It sounds like he may not come back. Wide receiver, definitely can flex. I don't know. I don't really trust the Cardinals wide receivers. A little bit of a, eh, you know. Uh, Tight end, definitely start. Defense for the Cardinals, if you want, but kind of hold off. Now Texans quarterback CJ Stroud start. Running back, yeah, I guess start. Wide receivers Nico Collins start, but not the other one. And then tight end would flex, maybe sit this one. And then defense for the Texans, I would sit this one. Just sit because you're versing percent been pretty good. Chargers versus Chiefs. I'm gonna say start both teams. They're both gonna have a big game. I would say the only player I would sit on this one, uh, I would say like the defense of both of them. Maybe the Chargers to sit. I just feel like it's gonna be a high scoring game. So if you do start their defense, I feel like you're not gonna get a lot of fantasy points out of it. Bills versus Patriots, all start besides the defense as well. I feel like another high scoring game once again. The reason why I'm not telling you like start and because both teams are gonna go all out, so they're gonna use their players. Jets versus Jaguars. Oh, this is easy. The only one supposed to start is the running back Brees Hall, and I would say maybe the number one wide receiver right now, which is the one that we traded for from the Colts. The only start, those two guys the only start. Everyone else can sit. Jaguars, I would say everyone start pretty much. Jets defense is not scary, and on top of that, Jaguars defense are projected to be much better than the Jets defense in this game. Then they're doing pretty decent. Uh, Commanders versus Giants. I was, I kind of say start all for both. I'll say that start everyone for both, besides the Commanders tight end because that Ertz is out. So I would say don't start the tight end and don't start both teams' defense. Because both teams' defense are gonna just do kind of iffy. Like they're gonna get blown out one way or another with the point thing to get. And then tight end Zachary is out, so we're not sure how well the backup tight end is gonna be. But yeah, Browns versus Bears. let's do let's do Bears. I would say start everyone on offense besides. Yeah, I would say start everyone on offense. And then defense, I would say it's throw up in the air. I'm not really sure because I feel like the Browns, someone are kind of sneaky when it comes to the offense side of the ball lately because of Shador. Now the Browns, I would say, I do want to start Shador because he's been doing pretty good, like honestly. But it's up to you. Everyone else can start. Hold on, I gotta get the charger for my computer. Hold All right, I'm back. I got the charger for my computer, but die any second. There we go. So, what I was saying the fact that definitely should um defense I would avoid for the Browns just in this one. I feel like they will do something, but I feel like the Bears offense are gonna do something. They're gonna redeem themselves in this game. But yeah. Uh, as for the Panthers and Saints, if you want, you can start both teams. I really don't know what to say because both organizations have been trash this year. So if you want, you can start both. Um, yeah, I can't really give you nothing of that. Lions versus Rams. Start both teams. Besides the defense, both of them are gonna go off one way or another. I would say avoid uh Rams tight end. He doesn't really do nothing for you. Yeah, the Rams tight end and the defense for both teams, I would definitely avoid. Colts, apology. Colts versus Seahawks. I would say the fact that you should. Ooh, Philip Rivers. I wouldn't start Rivers because he's getting thrown into a game and he hasn't played in over like 5 years. So I would sit him in this one. Wide receiver wise, I would say like try to choose someone else. I'm not saying Rivers gonna be doing so bad, but the dude literally just joined like the other day. So it's like I don't know. I want to say yes because me watching Rivers my whole life, that he's a really good quarterback. But he's 44. I think 40. I think it's 44 now. Wow, 44 years old, and it's kind of like he's out of shape. I don't know. I wouldn't. I would say try to sit the Colts wide receivers. Definitely start Jonathan Taylor for sure. He'll run the ball. But the Colts wide receiver and Philip Rivers kind of a risky one. I would sit this one if you have anyone better than. But if you have no one else, I would say flex them at the most. Seahawks definitely start. I would say start the Seahawks defense. I feel like usually I'm gonna say, oh, don't start both defense. It'll be a high scoring game. If Daniel Jones was playing, then oh yeah, I wouldn't say it. But he's out for the season, so I would say start the Seahawks defense because Philip Rivers is not as mobile as Daniel Jones. I know both of them aren't mobile, but Daniel Jones is slightly more mobile. And but the fact that Rivers hasn't played over 4 or 5 years, they're gonna try to put so much pressure because how slow and overweight he is. Um, but the Seahawks in general, I would say like also like flex their players this one. I think the Colts defense are good. So yeah. And also start the Colts defense. I would say why not? Packers versus Broncos. I'm gonna say the fact that start both teams, just not the defense. Because both defense are gonna do something or might get some score coming in. But if you want to choose the defense, I would say Packers defense slightly more since they're always good. Titans versus 49ers, easily choice. Start every 49ers on the roster. Do not start no Titans. Yeah. So yeah, even start the 49ers defense. That's what I was trying to get, but someone took him. Uh, let's do Vikings versus Cowboys. Hmm. I would start everyone on the Cowboys. Defense wise, I'll kind of hold off in a way. Viking wise, I would try to flex mostly everyone besides Justin Jefferson, of course. Gonna start him. I feel like the Cowboys defense are gonna bring something, and JJ McCarthy's kind of like, you know. So I would not even start the Vikings defense as well. Now Dolphins versus Steelers last game. Which they, Dolphins got a lot of heart. They're trying to make the playoffs. Jalen Waddle definitely start. Tua, I would say Tua just always risky. Running backs definitely start. Malik Washington, secondary wide receiver, I would say flex, but it's a risk for you to take because he doesn't give you that much consistent as Jalen Waddle does. Tight end, wouldn't really start. Dolphins defense, I would not start. Steelers, I would say yeah, Aaron Rodgers coming back. Why not? You can start everyone. Um, Whatchamacallit? Yeah, honestly. My apologies, got text. So now let's do what we always do. Each game, each category, who we choose over the other. Let's get it. Tonight's game, Falcons versus Bucks. Quarterback wise, let's choose Buccaneers. Running back wise, Falcons. Wide receivers, Bucks slightly. Tight end, Falcons. Defense, tied. I have to. The Ravens versus Bengals. Quarterback wise, tied. Running back wise, running back for the man, kind of tied, but I'm gonna slightly give it to Derrick Henry, Ravens. Wide receivers, Bengals, tight end, Ravens. Even though I really don't want to, Mark Andrews not that good. And then defense, Bengals. Now Raiders versus Eagles, everything Eagles, no question about that. Cardinals versus Texans, quarterback. Cardinals, running back. Texans, wide receivers. Texans, tight end. Cardinals, defense. Cardinals. Well, slightly, it might be tied. Chargers versus Chiefs, quarterback. Chiefs, running back. Chargers, wide receivers. Tied, tight end. Slightly over Chiefs. Uh, trying to think. I'm trying to think. Defense tied. Bills versus Patriots. Quarterback tied. Shockingly. Uh, Running back. Bills. Wide receivers tied. Oh, Patriots slightly. Tight end tied. Defense tied. Jets versus Jaguars. Quarterback, Jaguars. Running back, Jets. Wide receiver, kind of tied, but slightly towards the Jags. Uh, Tight end, tied. Defense, Jaguars. Commanders versus Giants. Quarterback, tied. If Jay Daniels doesn't play, if he does, you know. Uh, Running back, Giants. Wide receivers, tied. Tight end, Giants. Defense, tied. Browns versus Bears. Quarterback, Bears. Running back, Browns. Wide receivers, tied. Tight end, Browns. Defense, tied, but kind of slightly towards the Browns. Panthers, Saints, all of them tied. Trash. Lions versus Rams. Quarterback, Lions. Running back, Lions. Wide receivers, tied. Tight end, Lions. Defense, somewhat tied. Colts, Seahawks. Quarterback, Seahawks. Running back, Colts. Wide receiver, Seahawks in a way. Tight end, Colts. Defense, somewhat tied. Packers, Broncos. Sorry, I'm like losing my voice. Packers, Broncos. I'm gonna say tied. Quarterback, running back. Packers, wide receivers, tied ish. Tight end, Broncos. Defense, Packers slightly. Titans, 49ers, everything 49ers, no question about that. Vikings, Cowboys, quarterback, Cowboys, running back, Cowboys, wide receiver, tied ish. Tight end, tied. Defense, Cowboys. Dolphins, Steelers, quarterback, Steelers, running back, Dolphins, wide receivers, tied ish, but towards, I guess, Steelers a little bit more. Tight end, Steelers, and defense, Steelers. Yeah, guys, that is the starting sit for fantasy football. If I missed anyone, let me know in the comments. And yeah, good luck tonight, and good luck to the playoff going forward. Today's gonna be a lot of round one. Also, if you guys want me to do next week, let me know, because I'm a little bit like, I kind of want to do it, but in a way I don't, because a lot of times you guys are either in week 13 or week 14 right now, or maybe you're round 2 right now, so it's like kind of silly for me to like, hey, but yeah, just let me know. If not, if I don't get no comments, that means a no. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video.